Hey WBSE, I'm TW Wright, and I wanted to do another short video about our trip to Scotland. We're calling it WBSE Invades Scotland. So I've done a couple other videos. You've probably seen them here. This is the third video. And there's no way to do or to talk about everything we're going to do in one short video. So I'm breaking it up. So I just want to talk a little bit about day 3. Basically just what we're going to do on day 3, and really not everything we're going to do on day 3. So day 3, we're going to get up, we're going to have breakfast, we're going to get on the motor coach, and we're going to depart Edinburgh, and we're going to head out to Edinburgh Distillery. Now there, we're going to tour the distillery, we're going to meet the owners, we're going to get to do the total behind the silk rope tour of that entire distillery, see the operation, talk to the people that make that whiskey, sample what, all the different whiskeys, and really get to have a great sense of what they're doing at that awesome little distillery there. So our next stop after the Edinburgh Distillery is actually one of the things I'm most excited about this entire trip, and that's Dalwhinnie, which is what I'm drinking here. We're going to get to go to the Dalwhinnie Distillery. Now Dalwhinnie is one of the first Scotch whiskeys I ever fell in love with. I first kind of got exposed to the Lagavulin and all the heavy Islas, but Dalwhinnie's really, I think, taught me the magic of a Scotch whiskey. The light flavors, the beautiful toffees, and the subtle hints and little notes in there. It really showed me what Scotch whiskey is in the highest art form that it can be. It's subtle and strong at the same time. It's intense. It has a dynamic flavor that changes as you sip it and as you go through it. So we're going to tour the distillery there. I'm super excited about this. While we're there, we're not only going to taste their whiskeys and learn all about their production, but we're going to have a special pairing where we're going to pair it with chocolates. And one of the things, if you've seen some of my other videos, I almost always have here in my whiskey study is my chocolates. Because I've learned nothing better goes with a whiskey than a good dark chocolate. And I like these ones here. They got 86%. And the thing about the chocolate with the pairings that I find is that the subtle sweet and intense dark bitter flavors of a good dark chocolate basically kind of get your mouth used to those bitter notes. And when you eat that and you coat your mouth with that melted dark bitter slightly sweet chocolate, and then you have a sip of whiskey on top of it, a whiskey like Dalwhinnie. The synergy of them together. The Dalwhinnie intensifies the mouth-filling bitters and wonderful cocoas of the chocolate. And the chocolate makes the Dalwhinnie so sweet and delicious and light, it's almost magical. Oh man, that's such a great taste. And for us to be able to experience this in the distillery, with the master distillers there, with people leading us through a whiskey tasting paired with the chocolates, I mean, I'm telling you folks, that event alone is going to be worth flying to Scotland. What a great flavored combination together. So this is going to be a great opportunity to really experience that firsthand with full terroir right there in the Dalwhinnie Distillery. I can't wait to do this, folks. And we're not even at lunchtime yet. So for lunch, we're going to have a picnic lunch. Full on, picnic basket, the whole thing. Is going to be a great event out in the Scotland countryside. After that, we're going to go to the Glenfarclas Distillery. So if Dalwhinnie wasn't enough and Edinburgh Distillery wasn't enough for one day, we're now going to Glenfarclas. And if you haven't had a Glenfarclas whiskey, you're really missing out. They have phenomenal whiskey. The first time I ever tasted a Glenfarclas was a family cask. Of all places, I was in Estonia. I didn't even know it was imported in there. Saw it on the shelf, grabbed a bottle, tasted it, blew my mind. I'd never tasted a Scotch whiskey like that before. Phenomenal deep flavors. almost a citrus to it. I mean, it's like I can remember the taste to this day. So we're going to go through that distillery. It's going to be awesome. We're going to see everything, touch everything, meet everybody there. It's going to be a great time, and I can't wait for that one also. So finishing out the day, we're going to go back to the hotel for the night, go in there, freshen up a little bit, and then we're going to go and have a special dinner. They're going to put a dinner together for us, and they're going to do a food and whiskey pairing throughout the dinner, complete with haggis. And if you have never had haggis, I was a little leery the first time I had it. I went to a Burns dinner years ago. Now, I'm from Maryland, and in Maryland, Pennsylvania, Delaware, a little bit of Virginia, we eat something called scrapple. And scrapple, I look at as like sort of the East Mid-Atlantic area's version of haggis. And it's basically anything that's not good enough to go into a hot dog is scrapple. It's delicious. It really is. Haggis is sort of their local dish. I'm sure if you're a Scotch whiskey fan, you've heard of it, maybe even tasted it. Well, they're going to put together a dinner with pairing with whiskeys. We're going to have haggis. We're going to have all kinds of great other foods that go along. It's going to be a great time. I think by that point in time, we're going to be ready to have another last dram for the evening, hit the sack, and be ready for the next day. I'll tell you, so this is the third video I've put out about this trip. And already, I mean, for me, I've talked about enough things that makes this trip completely worth the expense it is. It's not a cheap trip. But this is a once-in-a-lifetime trip. I think it's a great value. I'm really looking forward to it. We're looking at this is going to go in April. So if you're considering it, if you're thinking about it, if you're talking to your friends, now's the time to go ahead and commit. Get your tickets, get locked in. The seats are slowly filling up, and we want to have a great group of enthusiasts that are into this, that are just Scotch whiskey fans, people that either have been Scotch whiskey lovers for years, or maybe somebody that's switching over, trying to reach out from bourbon or even rye whiskey. It's going to be a great time. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot of craziness going on. There's also going to be a lot of serious, fascination and exploration of Scotch whiskey, the culture behind it, the history and everything. It's going to be a great time. I'm really looking forward to it. I hope you guys are going to be there too. Cheers, WBSE. We'll see you there.